Friday, NBA.com posts the Kia MVP ladder, changes from week to week, and we just so happen to have the curator of that list with us once again. Sekou Smith here to take you through the top 5 in the MVP. And my question for you is, having done this a long time now, we just reached the halfway point of the season. How often is the guy at number 1 at the halfway point ultimately the MVP?
That's a great question. It's usually we figured out the race by now. The guys who are going to be in the hunt, down the stretch of the season, have made themselves available, and I think we have this year as well. These 5 guys are generally the 5, maybe one more guy who might be in that mix, who's kind of on the fringes of the top 5 right now. But these are the faces you're going to see, depending on how they finish that stretch after All-Star, who will be in contention for the MVP this year.
All right, any changes?
With slight changes, a little shuffling.
Is it the same 5?
It is the same 5 guys, but It's not the same order. Number 5 is this week, James Harden. And the Rockets are going through it right now, having a little spell where they're trying to figure out why they can't get back to playing at a high level. James Harden had his worst scoring night, Matt, in 2 years.
13 points.
13 points. Unheard of for Harden to struggle like that. It's not all on him, obviously, but he's got to own some of the struggles since he gets to own all of the good stuff when Houston's rolling. So Harden takes a slight dip this week.
A haircut, if you will.
He has,
if not a beard trim,
he's done a little different with the braids and put him in a new light. Nothing wrong with that. And I appreciate him for not being one of these guys who's upset about where he slides or where he fits on the ladder every week. Jimmy Butler, though, this is a guy to me who's getting a boost for his team's performance this year. He's not on this list because he's got outlandish stats. There are guys on this list, Harden included, who are just playing at a level in terms of what they're doing specifically that we haven't seen, averaging all those points. Jimmy Butler is on this list because he's impacting winning at a level that very few guys are for their team. You look at what Miami was before he got there. Now you get him there. They're unbeatable at home, basically, and every bit in the mix for a home court, spot in the Eastern Conference playoff chase.
Yeah, it's a good example of context mattering in this MVP race, and I bet you hear from a lot of folks who say, Jimmy Butler, he only averages blah,
His
blah,
numbers
blah.
don't look
yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Like they look at somebody's numbers and assume, and I think we often do this, people look at somebody's offensive numbers and assume that dictates whether or not you're a really great player. That's only part of the game.
I also assume they're using that voice when they complain to you. Jimmy Butler,
that's just the way I read it. No matter what you say, that's
Number 3, Luka.
Luka Doncic, to me, I thought we would get to a point where Luka would stop impressing us. We'd be going, all right, we're getting used to this. All right, yeah he's great. 12th triple-double, leads the league, and continues to really drive this Mavericks team into territory they have not seen in quite some time. I like Luka's, the humble nature of this guy. When he hears the comparisons to other great players or you're better than Dirk, you got a chance to be better than Dirk, he shoots that down and makes sure that the rest of us remember he hadn't even seen his 21st birthday yet. Yeah. He's getting ready to hit that next month. It's going to be in the same month that he goes to his first All-Star weekend as a guy playing on Sunday night in the big game. It'll be interesting to see how Luka comes back after the break because he won't have this gusto that he had to kick off a season. Now you got to figure out a way to be effective after everybody's seen you and knows that you're playing at that next level.
A lot of chatter in Sacramento this week about the one who got away. Remember, they were one of the teams who passed on him, and then he hit him with a triple-double on Wednesday.
Maybe just a little reminder from Luka. Look what you missed out on.
Yep.
No, I'm not mad at him. I appreciate it.
No.
This guy I don't think people realize how close he was to pushing Giannis out of that number 1 spot this week. They went down to the wire. Very close. I mean, it was a thing where had the Lakers continued their win streak, and LeBron's been fantastic, obviously, putting up the numbers as a scorer and facilitator for the Lakers without Anthony Davis doing it and doing it at a high level. The Lakers had their streak busted, and it didn't end his opportunity, but it kind of took a little bit of starch out of a campaign this week where you'd say LeBron's done enough to push himself into that number 1 spot and give Giannis maybe a vacation for a week. Because Giannis has been here.
A respite.
He's been at number 1 for so long now. It's not even there's no suspense on Friday nights. We know he's going to
But the lead is that fragile, you're saying, that LeBron was almost there.
No, it's not that it's fragile. It's that I've been saying this consistently. Somebody's going to have to outplay Giannis to get him out of this spot. It's not going to be a thing where
Giannis. Have to beat him out.
It's not going to be a thing where he falls because he stops playing well. He does 30-plus, double-digit rebounds, and huge impact for the best in the league every single night. He's had one game this year where you can look and go, man, Giannis didn't play very well that night. Other than that, he's basically been at this same elite high MVP level from the start of the season until now.
You can make great arguments for a lot of these guys, but to me, the lead between Giannis and everyone else is pretty significant.
It's getting there. We're getting to the point now where if he's not going to take even a slight dip at some point, in this unbelievably rugged part of the season, you know how it is.
Yeah.
These guys get past the Christmas games right before All-Star. You see guys downshifting, or you see guys kind of adjusting to what they know is going to be the pace of a really long season. Giannis could care less.
Nope.
I mean, they're doing the wrestling routine before games. It hasn't changed. Their energy, to me, is at an elite level. It's the reason the Bucks go into this second half of the season at the top of the charts, and nobody's going to knock them off. I mean, there's no sign of let up in the Bucks or Giannis or anybody in Milwaukee for that matter.
To me, he is the prohibitive favorite right now, and I say that as someone who didn't vote him first on my ballot last year.
There was a much more difficult debate to me last year. He's clear in front of the pack this year, whereas last year at this time, it was a great story, but we didn't know if he could keep it up. I think we got our answer already on that.
All right, the new Kia MVP ladder every Friday on NBA.com. LeBron does have the number one spot on at least one list, and that's jersey sales. The league announced today, LeBron still number one, ahead of Giannis. Steph Curry's not even playing, and he's still selling jerseys out there. Jason Tatum, a little bit of a surprise for me at number 4, although the Celtics are a wildly popular team.
Yeah, and Tatum's had a really good year, obviously. The jersey sale is more about popularity than its performance. So, I guess we shouldn't be surprised to see LeBron there. But I do think it's very important that you notice all the guys that you tend to find on MVP ladders, on all-star teams, on honor teams are the same guys who are the biggest sellers when it comes to jerseys. There's a correlation between all that, Matt, that I don't think goes away in any season. You go back and look at any season, your best players are going to be the guys who make all-star teams, all-NBA teams, and they're the ones that are selling when it comes to jerseys.
And look at number 15, Zion Williamson, already getting it done. He hasn't played yet.
Good for him. You're in top 15 before you even take the first shot, officially your career. I'm like everybody else. I can't wait to see him play. Looking forward to it.
Can't wait. We think that's going to happen.
Hey, man, we better go.
All right, now this segment's called Give and Go. We supposed to have 24 seconds on the clock.
Fred G. Savage, you about to have a heart attack.
Having a heart attack.
Elizabeth,
Daddy, I'm coming to see you. I'm so great. There's nobody ever shoot a three-pointer ever better than me ever. I don't care who it is. I'm the best shooter to ever shoot a basketball. Oh, I'm sorry. We're back.
3D, what's wrong, man? What's
You're
wrong?
supposed to have 24 seconds. The clock starts.
Oh, my bad.
What's wrong, man? He's just great, man.
Was I taking a nap over there?
No, man, you wasn't. You heard
He
it
just
correct.
said
That was real life. That was
You just
today.
said that?
That was after the other day what he said.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. And you know this, rap for me. I am
Here we go.
speechless.
All right, go ahead. We're on the clock.
Whoa. You are what?
You're
I'm
speechless?
speechless.
Well, let me go. First of all, Kyrie, I like you said, we do respect you as a player. We respect what you've done and on the court. Off the court, some of these things you're saying right now, I can't lie, I don't agree with. I know what you're saying. You're trying to be the best teammate in the locker room. We know things didn't go well in Boston. Get right.
All I'm gonna say is, just play ball, man. Just let the results and how you play. You start winning basketball games the way the Nets should, and you play up to your potential. Everything will be fine. Let your play do your talking for you, and let the results speak for themselves.
Remember, Kyrie, this was a playoff team last year before you got there. Be the all-star, be the Olympian we know you can be. Go out there and play great basketball. Well, you know KD's coming next year. Stop it.
Kyrie has played a third of the season, and the Nets are currently in the 8th spot in the East. Okay, how about Zion Williamson coming back next Wednesday against the Spurs? And we heard Alvin Gentry say it. There will be no minutes restriction on Zion Williamson. Okay, what are your expectations?
What they mean by that, and Sam understands this, for this young man, if he's ready to play, let him play. Now, obviously, he's not going to be in basketball shape after missing all those months. So that's when they say spurts. So when he goes out there for 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes, he looks good, he comes out, get a good rest. How you feel? I feel good. Get back in the ball game versus, all right, play 2 minutes, sit down, and say, oh, he's at 17 minutes, stay him down. No, it's way too young to let him go.
He's going to be on a minute restriction because he's not in shape. Dude, you don't sit and miss this many games and then have had knee problems and get in condition. How do you get in shape? You have to run playing basketball. I expect to see him 3D in 3-4 minute spurts because people don't understand. To play